Welcome back to the Florida League Update. I'm your host, Ryan Gonzalez. If you missed it yesterday, we have some big news in regards to the conclusion of our season and the upcoming postseason. Due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic and some players having to report back to their schools a little bit earlier as a result of the pandemic, we will now be wrapping up our regular season on Saturday, and the entire postseason will take place next week. Also, as a result of some players having to leave, the Orlando Scorpions and the Winter Park Diamond Dogs will not be able to participate in the postseason as their seasons will conclude on Saturday. I will dive into the complete postseason schedule for the remaining 8 teams in just a bit, but first we have a couple of highlights to show you from yesterday. It's time to take it to Ryan Murphy, as he got to witness one of the best pitching duels of the year between the Winter Garden Squeeze and the DeLand Suns.
The season's best pitchers duel in DeLand on Tuesday morning. For the Squeeze, it was Parker Messick. He would strike out 13 DeLand Suns in 7 innings of work. He would keep the Suns off the board. The storyline for DeLand, defense. Top of the 4th inning, the Suns go 3-6-3 to turn what was their 3rd double play of the game. Top of the 5th inning, let's make it 4 double plays. A 4-6-3 twin killing. The Suns keeping the Squeeze off the board, and also the efforts of Jovan Gill. 6 2/3 shutout innings. This game would go into extras 0-0. Top of the 8th inning, the Squeeze break the ice. A bases-loaded walk. No hits in the 8th, but the Squeeze take the lead 1-0. Then, tying run at second, bottom of the 8th inning, the save earned by Thomas Spinelli. He gets a flyout, and the Winter Garden Squeeze win an old-fashioned pitcher's duel 1-0. 2 teams above 500, but this one was all Sanford River Rats. Bottom of the 2nd inning, we're in a scoreless game. Not anymore. Dylan Cruz hits a bomb deep to left field. It's a solo shot. It's an early lead for Sanford, 1-0. The Rats would keep on coming. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Tom Jostin back up the middle. A single into center field. 2 runs come on in to score. A 3-0 Sanford lead balloons to 5-0. That lead more than enough for Tony Rossi. 10 strikeouts in 4 innings of work. Rats lead it 5-0. Still 5-0, bottom of the 4th inning. Josh Crouch adds to the lead. He smokes one into left field. An RBI single for the UCF Knight. The Rats lead extends to 6-0. It's 9-0 in the 8th inning. Rats need one more to put it away, and Tyler Epstein comes through. The game ends due to the run rule after 8 innings. It's a 10-0 victory in Sanford for the River Rats.
It's been a wet week here in Central Florida, and we've had some games postponed, but I want to take you back to Saturday night where it was a walk-off kind of night. The Storm won their game against the Snappers, only for the Rats to hit a walk-off in their game against the Suns just 2 minutes later. Here's the calls for both of those finishes.
2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded, tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Rich one in the left. He drops it for a base hit. Coming in to score is Nick Collins. It's a walk-off single for Spencer Rich. And the Leesburg Storm hop above 500, all alone in 5th place. All thanks to the Colorado native, Spencer Rich. How about that? A walk-off single for Rich here today sends everybody home this evening, and the Storm head into the back week, final full week of the regular season, with the win, all alone in 5th place, moving to 9-8-2 on the season. 1-2. Swung and missed one in the air, deep to left field. Going back is Escalante, and that ball is going to hit off the wall. Cruz is going to come around, and the throw to the plate is cut off, and that'll do it. It's an RBI single for Garrett Wallace. Cruz will score, and the Rats walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 2-1.
With just a few days remaining in the regular season, here's a look at the league leaders. Joe Burke of the Suns still leads the league in batting average, hitting .417 on the year. Giovanni Lorenzo is also hitting above .400 at .404. Lucas Dunn took the lead in home runs this week as he now leads the league with 4 long balls. Gabriel Rincones is right behind Dunn at 3 on the year. Rincones is also towards the top in the RBI category with 18 on the year, with only Kirby McMullen of the Scorpions having more with 20. On the pitching side, Tony Rossi of the River Rats is mowing through batters with 33 strikeouts on the year. Bryce Hubbard also has above 30 Ks at 31. In terms of qualified ERA leaders, Parker Messick of the Squeeze leads the way with a 0.49 ERA. Kyle Brannon with the Mavericks leads the way in innings pitched at 22.1, with Zach Henderson right behind him at 22. And thanks to Baseball Cloud, we have some additional information to share. Jack Leftwich of the Scorpions had the fastest pitch thrown last week at 99.4 miles per hour. Joe Burke, the batting average leader for the league, had the hardest hit ball at 102.1 miles per hour. As for the Players of the Week, congratulations to Nathan Henderson on winning the Week 4 FCSL Pitcher of the Week. The junior from Flagler threw 5 no-hit innings for the Lightning on July 24th against the Diamond Dogs. In that game, he struck out 8 of the 16 batters he faced, only allowing 1 on base with a walk. In fact, he hasn't allowed a single run in his 9 innings on the mound this year. On the offensive side, congratulations to River Rats catcher Josh Crouch on winning the FCSL Week 4 Player of the Week. The UCF Knight hit 600 on the week and was a double shy of the cycle on July 20th. I send it out to Matt McClure in Sanford as he got to talk to Crouch about the honors.
With the reigning Florida League Player of the Week, Josh Crouch. And Josh, we talked a lot over the last few times. You said you were getting back in your routine, and you had a nice routine at the plate, I'll tell you that for sure. You went 6 for 10, was a double away from hitting from the cycle one game. You just really saw the ball well. So just kind of talk to me about how you feel about getting Florida League Player of the Week.
Yeah, no, it's an honor. I know there's a lot of great players in the league this year, and I'm glad that the work I've been grinding out on the cage has finally been paying off. Just doing the same routine that I do all the time, every single day, and just kind of pushing through it, and then trying to apply it to the game. And the overall goal is that I continue to hit for the rest of the summer.
This is your 3rd summer here for the River Rats. You've just improved each time out. You got off to a slow start. Just kind of talk about your role here at the San Diego River Rats. I mean, you've been here forever.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I've got a great relationship with a lot of the guys, a lot of the pitchers I've caught before. So it's a pleasure catching them, and it's just to be able to know a lot of the guys and the way they do their stuff and the way they like their games called and stuff like that. Just the flow of the game, it's been important to keep you guys in the win column for sure. So.
All right, Josh, thanks so much. Josh Crouch, Player of the Week.
Congratulations again to Josh Crouch and Nathan Henderson on their awards. I mentioned at the start of the show that we had a format change to the postseason, so it's time to talk about that change. We will now have 6 teams in the playoffs instead of 5, with the first and second rounds being single-game eliminations. The playoffs will kick off on Monday, August 3rd, with the top 2 seeds having automatic byes into the semifinals, which will take place on Tuesday, August 4th. After a day off for the winners on Wednesday, the best of 3 championship series will start on Thursday, August 6th, and conclude on Friday, August 7th. If the series is split 1-1 at the conclusion of Game 2 on Friday, the teams will proceed to play a doubleheader on that day to decide the Florida League champion. Due to us having to shorten the regular season by a couple of games, the teams who do not qualify for the playoffs and the teams who are eliminated in the first 2 rounds will still play in consolation games through Wednesday, August 5th. So it's time to take a look at the standings, as we have 5 teams who have now clinched their playoff spots. As I mentioned earlier, the Orlando Scorpions and the Winter Park Diamond Dogs will not be participating in the postseason, so let's look at the standings without those 2 teams. As you will see, the Lightning, River Rats, Squeeze, Storm, and Snappers have clinched their playoff spots. If the season ended today, the Lightning and River Rats would have first-round byes. There's still a lot to decide in regards of seeding these last few days, and the last playoff spot is still up for grabs. Once seeds have been finalized, we will have locations and game times announced for you next week. Before I let you go, here's a brief snippet of the Florida League Fridays podcast with Zach Smolin and Matt McClure, where I was a guest on their latest episode, and I peel back the curtain just a bit.
Definitely been a unique year this year for the league, and let's talk about all the opportunities that this league has had. A lot of other of the collegiate leagues have, closed their doors, shut down because of the pandemic. We were able to keep it going. Kind of describe to us what kind of opportunities you've been able to take advantage of, because we've been one of the only leagues really in the country that have been running.
Yeah, so one of my big things for this year with the pandemic, and especially when we got the approval that, yes, we can move ahead with so many leagues closing, I'm like, okay, we need to knock this out of the park. I mean, at the time, we didn't even know if Major League Baseball was going to have a season.
Right.
We were legitimately some of the only baseball going on the entire planet. And so I wanted to make sure we took advantage of that. So the Flow Sports deal was very big to get people to be able to watch live baseball. I mean, you had the KBO going on ESPN at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, it's a tough time.
Let's get baseball going for people to watch at a normal time. Doing things on social media has been huge. We've had our biggest engagement numbers ever in league history, and that's because we're only 3.5 weeks in. So that's been huge. Social media has really been big for that, and so those have been my two biggest things. Make sure people can watch, and then get all the content they can on all platforms.
I hope you enjoyed that, and you can view the full episode on our YouTube channel where Matt and Zach talk in great length about what's taking place around the league. And that's a wrap on this edition of the Florida League Update. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for recaps, photos of the day, and more. Also, follow the team accounts on Instagram and Twitter, as there are daily live updates throughout each of their games. And we're going to be ramping that up even more next week with the playoffs. Also be on the lookout this weekend, as we're going to have a special playoff preview edition of the Florida League Update. As always, don't forget to wear a mask. I will see you next time.